Yeah, so six, as you said, 6 or so minutes. Bomb escape is always fun. Here we go. This seed is apparently sub 2 hours guaranteed.
Well, we'll see what happens as we go through this race.
A free heart container in Link's house as we proceed to the escape. We did get a real quick map check. It looked like all crystals to me, but I could be making that up. Yes, all crystals with a 5 over in Eastern Palace.
Interesting start as we get the fire run right out the bat. So everyone's a fraudster. So there you go. Only thing about the fire rod that's going to be a little bit.
Well,
never mind. Never mind. We have a sword. So okay. All I was going to say was only thing that's a little bit iffy about the fire rod is that you have to be very precise with your magic. Otherwise, you're going to be pretty much unable to progress.
But yeah, that good old sword making it pretty much a moot point at this point. Though I would go ahead and use the fire rod on the ball and chain guard, probably.
Yeah, quick and easy, one hit.
All right, we see R.D. Walsh taking the unorthodox right side route through escape, or through the front of Hyrule Castle.
Yeah, this is very unusual. A lot of people go through the left side.
Yeah, I don't think there's actually any difference, assuming you do it correct. But it's just weird.
Yeah, it is weird. We pick up 10 arrows in the map chest.
All right, next we've got the boomerang chest. After we deal with this green guard over here. DT getting roughed up a little bit outside.
It'll be alright.
And some free bombs, which is pretty good. That means we don't have to go farming for them in the back. Be able to get those 3 chests in the back on the way out.
Yeah, this is very smooth from we have a smooth route for each one of the runners.
All right, time to light a big ball and chain guard on fire. Grab that big key and we'll see what is in Zelda's cell. It's blue mail. Seems good to me.
Safety this early is really nice. Or the protection, but that's pretty much the same.
All right. All of our runners making their way out of the escape, as is. We've got Zelga and ZZZ Cube running approximately within a few seconds of each other. All of our runners looking to get out of escape in about 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, that's the general target. Getting 6 minutes flat, or 6 minutes around that area. And each one of the runners are going to get Zelda's lamp, since this is hard-coded into the game it's hard-coded into the game pretty much to get the lamp early on, at least in the vanilla game.
Right, the lamp is given to get through escape in standard mode only. Notably, it's still active here, even if you don't have the lamp, if you have to come back. But normally you don't have to, because you usually get bombs before then.
Yep.
Heading over to acquire a key from a rat. Cube takes a slight lead here.
No, to check the our favorite checks in the back of Escape.
We've got 100 rupees, the map, and the bow. Hello. Okay.
Nice find from all these runners, especially ZZ Cube getting it early.
So is anybody tempted to just go straight to Eastern from here?
I would pretty much say for Eastern right now.
Like NMG style, just leave Sanctuary, just go.
That's what I can imagine they would do. But of course, they would need to go through Kakariko to start, just to get some items, and then they should be good to go going straight towards Eastern Palace. Get a magic sec in the Sanctuary chest.
Yeah, powder, my favorite item in the game, and Zelda-Disan going straight to Link's house. This may be a play directly to Eastern, actually.
Yeah, this looking like Zelga is going straight for Eastern Palace.
As is RD Walsh. Does look like he's going to check the island in Lake Hylia on the way, but past that, it does look like a straight shot to Eastern. Meanwhile, Cube doing a more traditional route, heading into the Lost Woods. Going to find a free heart container.
In the name of DT, looking into the lumberjack kit, just a heart piece.
Yep, so no immediate reason why Aghanim might be required, though there is always that Dark World access possibility. The hammer and the hook shot and 10 arrows in the back of Sahasrah's closet. What is going on?
Zelga and RD Walsh coming up now. They have the upper hand right now as they're gonna make their way straight into Eastern Palace in about a few seconds. Oh, by the way, hammer down. It's right now. It's hammer.
Fair enough. All right, Eastern Palace.
Yep, it's ZQ entering the Blind's hut.
Yep, 5 items in here. Could be some important things here as well.
Gonna check the Bumble. Check the Bumble wall. Gets a heart piece out of that.
Oh, we've got a glove.
Oh boy, we're just a moon pearl away from Dark World X.
Wow. All right, so a glove in Blind's hut. That is. So, as usual, you won't be able to skip out on Kakariko today. But the hookshot being available here makes it easier to get that chest that Zelga-Disan just got with the big key.
Red mail, right early on.
Oh, wow. Well, it looks like it's a coward seed.
Pretty much. The rest just being a little bit more love and some money. And some more hearts. Yeah, pretty much.
All right. A map in the compass chest, and Zelga will probably go ahead and read this hint. It's a whole lot of Garbo.
So nothing too crazy, as ZZ Cube is going to open the chest, and the chicken hut gets 3 bombs out of that. So the sun in the big chest.
Alright, so we are in a situation here in Eastern where you could potentially gamble on skipping the big key chest and maybe gain some time, but it would be pretty bad if you have to go back in for it. Right, 10 arrows on the library, and it does look like this would have been a case where you could save time by skipping the big key chest of Eastern. But I mean, is anyone gonna actually make that gamble? I don't know.
I doubt it, but especially when it's 3 bombs.
Alright, now it's time for some dark room action from Zelga, though he does have the fire rod, which will make it pretty reasonable.
This is you blind checking the race game and going against 10 arrows, and name of the DT just looking at it.
RD Walsh doing some little-known movement strats here, using the hook shot to latch on to the hint tile to gain a little speed there. It looks like Cube is going to go ahead and follow RD Walsh and Zelga Disson into Eastern Palace, as is in the name of DT, both runners heading the same direction.
Yep. Zelka Dasan is about to take on the Armos Knights.
Oh, and DT is just going to go straight to Eastern and go to Sahasrala's hut later.
It's a try and shoot quick kill as he gets a shield, and Zelga Dasan has drawn first blood. They have picked up the first crystal in this. RD Walsh will be right behind him in a few seconds.
It's a shield. There we go. Alright, next, Zelga Disson looks like South Shore, perhaps?
Pretty much, but since we got Eastern Palace right out of the way, it would be nice to flow right into South.
It's RD Walsh doing the southeast quick kill.
Except his shield.
Oh yeah, Magic Bat is open. That's true.
Yeah, I'm surprised that ZZ would not even go to check the Magic Bat. Well, since he has the hammer right now. Actually, no, he didn't have the hammer earlier on. That's right.
You had to come over here to get the hammer anyway.
Right.
Anyways, mini Moldorm Cave for Zelga Disson. Not really finding much. Nope. Whole lot of nothing. And Zelga's now heading for the dam.
And I'm pretty sure, Zelga. I might think that Zelga could actually go up into Death Mountain. He can sequence break right into that, since he does have a. Oh, he will pick up the Power Glove pretty soon if he goes over into the Kakariko area. I can imagine ZZ Cube after he does his South Shore checks, he goes into Death Mountain.
Yeah, Death Mountain's a possibility. It is technically out of logic due to the lack of lamp, but that's never stopped him before.
No, not at all. And Zelga Dasan heading straight for Agina's cave.
Going for the lesser checked of the two out of the way locations here. Just 20 rupees there, so nothing doing just yet. I do imagine this will be a Kakariko check from Zelga now.
Yeah, he's heading right down there. And RD Walsh picking up his gloves.
Yeah, we very well might see a Magic Bat check from either one of these runners, which seems pretty reasonable from where I'm sitting. Alright, DT making his way to Armos. ZZ Cube lighting up the back dark room. And whilst checking out that Kakariko well, DT also with a very nice Armos kill.
Grabs his shield and his first crystal. And sees the cube right behind him.
And DT's going to pick up those glorious hookshot and hammer items in the back of Sahasrah's closet. At the same time, Cube is going to pick up that crystal. I imagine we'll see a save and quit from both of our runners here.
Yeah, very much. RD Walsh head straight for the magic bats. And this is good routing from RD Walsh and Zelga, given how they went into Eastern Palace this early. They can flow right into the magic bats.
Alright, magic bat time. What do we have? Just a full heart. We're down to... I think there's only 2 locations in Logic left. I think King Zora and Ice Rod Cave.
Yeah, those are the 2 options, and if they don't find any, we're going to have to scale a tower, and I'm not talking about the Tower Hera. Not at all.
And we don't even have the necessary implements to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
We would need either a cape or another sword and the lamp.
That is true.
So it looks like DT is going for the sequence break and heading up to Death Mountain.
And I do agree with this. He picks up 3 bombs off the old man, just so we can open up more possibilities to check. Oh, that's the Infinity Gauntlet on Spectacle Rock.
Wow, Titansmith's available up there, but we'll still have to get the mirror before that's available.
Yeah, it's locked by the mirror.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. Perfect timing.
Okay.
Magic mirror for DT, and a shield is in Thieves Town.
Alright, so I'm guessing we're gonna get the lamp either at Ice Rod Cave or at Zora. Could be the flute. Flute will also get you there.
Yeah, it can also be it can also get it's possible the Tower Hera if since DT is right up there now with the convenient mirror location as he picks up the Infinity Gauntlets.
We do still need a wow, Zora. Really? Really?
Yeah, but DT is right in the Tower of Hera could potentially be a French vanilla location.
Yeah, it could be just Moon Pearl on Zora, which would mean that the lamp or the flute would be elsewhere.
And
there's some
Tower Hera's
pretty solid stuff there.
Tower Hera's fire locked, but it won't be a big issue as DT already has the fire rod. In fact, all the rods have a fire rod.
Yeah, it was pretty early in the seed where we got the fire rod.
And DT's gonna imply some poke strikes, and not gonna take a coffee break. And looks like Zelka Dasan is gonna set up a Houlihan trick.
Yep, he's going for the Zora. play.
And it makes perfect sense. Extra 225 rupees can only do it once for a race.
I wonder if we'll see some good old-fashioned Super Bunny from DT.
We'll see. We'll see when that comes around. As DT is about to scale the Tower of Hera.
Alright, so Zelga set up those 500 rupees and is going to head over to Ice Rod Cave, it being one of 2 locations he hasn't checked. Then, I imagine there'll be a fake flipper after this to pick up the remaining items.
And that could be very much true, as
The flippers is held with the fishes.
Oh,
So,
this could be Vanilla, Zora, or potentially Catfish.
wow. So Vanilla Zora, and then like into Hobo with the lamp or pearl or something, or maybe the waterfall cave. Be pretty interesting.
Maybe. But we don't have access to the Waterfall Cave yet. We don't have the Moon Pearl.
Well, if we get the flippers on Zora, we'll have access. That's the idea.
Oh, that's true. Sogan-san's gonna set up the fake flipper. He gets it. And in the name of DT, gonna fight our favorite little worm.
Yep, good old Trolldorm here, applying some hammer strats. It's 3 hits with the hammer, and that avoids putting him into the enraged phase as well.
Yep, it does temper sword damage. Makes clean work out of Trolldorm.
And a bottle for his efforts.
Opens up Stick Kid right then and there as he picks up the second crystal.
Alright, Piece of Heart on Hobo for Zelga. Looks like Cube has followed DT. And RD Walsh is also heading up there. Zelga is the only one who's decided not to sequence break today.
And DT is going to gonna look at Spiral Cave. Although, without the boats, it's going to be pretty much a slow Spiral Cave.
Alright, another bottle on Zora's Ledge, which, if this is vanilla flippers, we may see Zelga go for it.
And a bug catching net over on Spiral Cave for DT.
It is, in fact, vanilla flippers, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow! Alright then! And Zelga-san going to make a beeline for that bottle.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see what you did there.
Oh, is there... Oh, I didn't even pay attention to the bee in the bottle. I didn't even realize it was a bee in the bottle. Whoops! Oh, DT in Paradox Cave gets 300 rupees, so in a little bit he's gonna probably make his way up to that fake flipper into the vanilla.
Alright, in the waterfall cave, there's the Moon Pearl. So yeah, all of our runners are going to have to go get that. Unless they can find the boots.
He gets another bee back from the bottle fairy, the waterfall fairy.
All right, so with the Moon Pearl, Zelga is gonna go ahead and go to Hype Cave.
Or what was called Hype Cave. It's been kind of lacking on us for the past
Right.
version of this.
We can confirm that the remaining pendant was in fact Swamp Palace. So a lot of our runners might really skip out on those flippers for a long time.
Yeah, it's possible that
Well, I
oh
mean,
boy.
they're gonna have to get it to get the Moon Pearl, but
Right. Anyway, Zelga in the Hype Cave gets 10 arrows on the NPC. Bombs. A bloomerang. 50 rupees. And a Master Sword.
all right, Master Sword it is. Seems good.
That's like,
And
that's a lot of blue.
Zelga looks to be heading over toward Palace of Darkness. Potentially a check on the pyramid first, but we'll see.
Yep, he's heading on his way and makes valid sense given that the bow was found this early in the seed. And he's making straight for the Palace of Darkness.
So Swamp can be cleared by once. It can't be cleared by any of our runners at this moment. But with all the items they have together, it could be cleared.
Yep. It's possible that once DT gets the Moon Pearl and the face from Zora, we might see a direct Swamp Palace. Although, to be fair, it is a pendant, so they can find something useful out of that out of Swamp Palace in the Leosaurus progression. Then it might be worth it.
There is nothing I like less than Pendant Swamp Palace, not even gonna lie. Alright, so it does look like Pod is bow locked.
I mean, this isn't a big issue because we already have the bow.
Very true. But it's good to know that the seed might be kind of ushering you that direction. So we also have Pendant Turtle Rock and Misery Mire. We may not even see that flute.
And ZZC Cube gonna do the Super Bunny glitch in all its glory. It's already it's just gonna take on Shodorm.
Alright, Big 20 and Heart Container in Super Bunny Cave, so nothing really important there.
See, kids, this is what Super Bunny is meant to be like. That's why it's called Super Bunny Cave. Already takes out Shodorm. He gets his bottle.
Cube is going to go ahead and check the medallion requirement for Turtle Rock, which is the Ether Medallion. And it looked like a red boomerang or something up on the floating island.
Now DT is gonna grab his vanilla flippers.
Cube is about to do a fake flipper into the portal here. As a way of getting to Zora without going through all the fake flipper mess.
What would the more safer way of taking the fake flipper?
Huh. Looks like Walsh did not elect to go up the left side of Death Mountain at all, and therefore does not have the mirror or the Titan's mitts, but has done the right side of Death Mountain. Alright, Zelga now heading into dark rooms in pod. Cube's about to pick up his flippers. And Walsh is about to pick up his flippers. We're all going to get the flippers. To my knowledge, pod has been pretty devoid of value, but you never know. Zolgadison is going for the hammer jump here, electing to go around and come up from the bottom, where it is actually a little more difficult to get the jump from because you have less time to pull it off.
But he gets it, gets a blue bottle.
Alright, more dark rooms, a maze of, biblical proportions in here. So Zelga's sprite is Phoenix Wright. There's the flute, but he's got a red mail on, so he looks like Miles Edgeworth.
Oh boy. The flute in our possession.
Yeah, so we do know that the flute is lamp locked, which means that you are intended to have the lamp and therefore have access to that mirror and Titan's mitts either before or at the same time as that flute.
Zelka taking a death warp, so he can get back to the front.
Alright, so Zelgadison gonna head into the back of pod. There's some more dark rooms back here, and one of them is the infamous turtle room, which is not fun in the dark, though there are torches in there you can light, which will make it bearable.
See how he performs as we are about to head into there in about a few seconds.
Alright, so all four of our runners now have the flippers and are making their way through various locations. DT dipping into pod for the first time. Zelga about to finish pod. Cube checking out Hype Cave, and Walsh gonna finish up the flipper locations real quick.
And ZZ Cube is going to be pretty happy to see the Master Sword in that back chest.
Alright, so Cube is actually going to head left from Hype Cave, west from Hype Cave, instead of heading over to pod. We'll see how that pays off.
And Zelka-san has entered the Helmut Arcane fight.
Apparently his turtle room was so good I didn't even see it. Ice Rod found for ZZ Cube in good old Grove Ledge, or Cave 45 as people call it.
We got the.
Now, that being said, Green Pendant Turtle Rock. But who knows?
It may be possible that, if possible, ZZZ Cube could actually go and clear that out, and possibly check Shirashula's hut if he really, or just Shirashula himself, in case he has something useful, or just one extra check out of the way. And Zelda-san takes out the Hemlos Arcane and gets a crystal for himself.
Alright, and Cube going for digging game. Let's see what we find. Just 20 rupees, and we're done here. Cube is now going to head for the Village of Outcasts, it looks like.
As already well is just heading straight into Pod. Or heading towards Pod.
Yep, most of our runners going directly for Pod. And it looks like it's time to say hi to the Swag Duck. I have something prepared here.
Yep.
We're gonna get a sick kid check first. Hey, did you all recall that the duck you can call, and you can have a ball up in the air? But I believe I see, in the name of DT, he's the Swag Duck OG, right over there.
The flute has played his tune, a ceremony of honor as the almighty duck breaks from his resting spot, and ladies and gentlemen, the goose is now loose!
Alright. We are being told that the blacksmiths handed out the cane of Burna today, or it's the blue cane.
So with that, if they chose to go there, they might end up wanting to. They might have to end up in Spike Cave. ZZ Cube electing to look at the hammer pegs as Zelda-san is heading straight for Skull Woods. The hammer peg is giving us some love. It's interesting that ZZ Cube didn't even pick up the purple chest, but instead going to look at the rest of the Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, having come from the south, it's a little less convenient to get deep and do backtracking. There's the big key in its vanilla location in Skull Wood.
And we got some literacy over on the Bumble Hut.
Uh-huh.
Is it lit?
Now there's two different ways to get to Desert Palace.
But I'm pretty sure that we're gonna take the back route through to get into Desert Palace, as the chess game only giving out a heart piece.
Yeah, and to be fair, I think the book is, if anything, is more likely to get Cube to get that purple chest and check Bombo's tablet while he's at it.
That makes perfect sense for ZZ Cube as he enters Thieves Town and gets the big key right off the bat. DT entering the Helmus Arcane fight. Meanwhile, Zelga is on his way to the Mathio fight.
Yep, just now the hammer will do tempered sword damage to Moth, but it is quite a bit more difficult to make contact.
As ZZ Cube picking up half magic and a fire shield.
Ah, very nice. Now we did see a hint about a shield being in Thieves Town, so there is that.
Yep,
half
Zelga
magic is very nice.
Yep, Zelga-san clearing out Mathio, getting his third crystal.
Yep, though the item on Moth was just the map, so I imagine we might see some additional clearing here.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense for Zelga-san. He went straight for it since getting the fire rod this early.
It has got to be quite annoying for Zelga to have gone through Pod and this area and all these other places without the mirror. So yeah, Zelga-san went ahead and finished off the boss of Skullwoods before checking the front end. That is a completely valid strat and probably the correct one.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. As ZZ Cube almost ready to take on Blind, he has blown open the sunroof.
Walsh taking a death in Pod. Also intentional, I imagine, because no mirror.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense if already would to just wanted the death warp just to get to the front of Pod without the mirror.
Looks like Zelga-san has managed to grab both items out of Skullwoods and will now be piecing out in another direction. DT, on the other hand, heading into Thieves Town following Cube.
And sees the Cube about to take on the Blind fight. Gardeners like to sprint into action, says Blind. Making quick work of Blind, following the script flawlessly, as he picks up the Riot Shield.
Looks like another shield is in Thieves Town. So there we go. Well, I mean, with all these shields, good old Turtle Rock is kind of shouting at us for a bit.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite a pushover, especially on that especially in that good old laser bridge.
Now that being said, at this point it would be extremely unlikely for Turtle Rock to contain anything useful. You could have a cape in there for something, but it would have to be the boots is the only thing.
Yeah.
That's left, really.
It could also be on Shirashla, given how it's a green pendant. And already Walsh into the Hallmark Arcane fight. Do work off of the Helmut Arcane for R.D. Walsh. Izuku-san picks up his half magic. As well as Fire Shield.
Right. I do feel pretty bad right now for Audrey Walsh, though, having been up Death Mountain and still not having those mitts and mirror. Oh.
That's rather unfortunate. Looks like he's on his way up to there right now. Or no, he's actually gonna turn into flutes, right? Might as well.
Yeah, so the thing is, we could be capable of completing everything in this game right now. We don't need medallions. We have Ice Palace. But there is always the possibility of Desert being boots locked and Ganon's Tower being either boots or cane locked.
I just see the silver arrows on it's locked behind the can of Samaria.
That's what it said.
Oh boy. So Turtle Rock might be calling our name.
Yeah, so there's only a few very small locations in Turtle Rock that count as locked behind the cane. One of them is Trinix himself. There's two that are on the right side, the ones in the roller room. And the compass room as well. And I think that's it.
Yeah, it might be wise to go and pick up those silver arrows if they go to Turtle Rock. They're gonna need to grab that ether now, as well as the can of Samaria. DT picking up his riot shield from the blind.
Yeah. If I had to guess where those silver arrows are being referred to as locked, I would guess right side GT.
Would be pretty convenient.
Oh, did it say shovel was cane locked? Never mind.
Oh, shovel was cane locked? Okay. So...
Yeah, shovel... Vitreous is also considered cane locked. That's the only place in Mire that is.
And, CCC Cube is gonna check the ped.
Just 3 bombs.
So, ped is out of the question for, this seed. As, Sokura-san is gonna take on blind.
Okay, so it looks like Cube is gonna head to Desert with the book. See what we can find there. Now the flute was in Desert Palace, so he's not taking the back route.
Wasn't that in Pod though?
Yeah, Pod. I got that mixed up.
I mean, ZZ Cube is gonna open up Pod right now. Desert Palace!
See? No, you just got that wrong on purpose. I know you did. Words are hard.
No kidding. Party whilst inside Turtle Rock. Thieves Town! What is going on here? ZZ Cube inside,
the Dongo's Cavern. No, I'm kidding.
I can't wait to bombs to the Donkos.
Like, wait, wrong game.
It's not boots locked, so...
And Cube's not even gonna go for the big chest. He's just going straight for the boss.
I Makes perfect sense, though. Okay, I see. This is pretty interesting. Zelda-san is gonna turn in the Big Red Bomb.
Interesting. Now we know it won't have the lamp because one of the crystals involved was Eastern Palace, but it could have those boots.
That's very likely.
Basically,
Also,
the only thing we're looking for, other than maybe the cane.
yeah, it may also be on the desert ledge if someone hasn't took a look. No, desert ledge, the pyramid ledge. You know what I meant. Just heading there further right now. Oh, ether, that works too.
Okay, so the ether medallion on the pyramid. Once again, if Turtle Rock turns out to be required, that will be important.
And as we say this, ZZ Cube is about to take out Lampmolis, and he does it. And speaking of the Cancer Mario, we got the Cancer Mario, or as I like to prefer it, Mario's Cane of Red, so.
Okay.
So Turtle Rock is definitely calling Zelga's name.
Oh wait, is he actually going there?
Yeah,
What?
this is interesting.
Oh wait, he hasn't even been to Death Mountain at all. Yeah,
Oh,
so he's
boy.
gonna get the mirror and the mitts and all the things.
Oh, this is a smart play from Zelga. He puts off Death Mountain so he can get into Turtle Rock right then and there.
So showing his disapproval, and then he's gonna be pleasantly surprised as he heads upstairs.
Well, Zelga. Okay, okay, Zelga, please.
It's like the emotional roller coaster that Zelda-san has to be on right now.
Yeah.
My goodness.
It's a smart play though, so you should be happy, not frustrated. Artie Waltz on the blind fight. ZZ Cube on its way to pod. DT checking Meyer.
Yep, heading into the mire area. He may go ahead and go to desert first, which seems quite likely, though he may give us the information about what that medallion is.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Ah, it looks like Zelga did somehow get the cape. I don't remember where that was.
Was where the Peppermint Fairy was.
Ah, it was also next to the cane. Okay, so cape and cane.
Yeah, curiously, DT is not gonna check. He's not gonna head check the Meyer what a medallion they need. Instead, gonna head straight into Desert Palace. And Zelga-san taking a coffee break. He needs to relax, though. He needs to relax.
Alright, we see a map on the torch. In desert, we see Bombos is in the purple chest. If you're interested in Bombos.
Well, it might also be, if it's possible, Meyer might, if Meyer is held some regression and Bombos is required, they're gonna need to turn on that purple chest.
Alright, the small key hiding in the big chest of desert. There is one item over on the right side of desert, I believe. There it is, the lamp.
Oh boy!
And so now the loop of logic is finally closed.
But Zelga is still on that out of logic path as he's taking on Sholdorn.
Oh no, Zelga getting double dropped.
He falls
By
right
Joel.
into the middle. He's gonna go for round 2 against Sholdorn. Not deterred, as R.D. Walsh is heading straight for Mathula. Clears out, no problem. Gets that green potion. This is curious.
I don't expect Zelga to go looking for the lamp, to be honest. Considering, assuming he's making the go mode play, he will feel like he's justified in just not using the lamp, because he's already gone through all the dark rooms he'll need.
Yeah, that's interesting. And
we do confirm that Bombos is in fact the medallion from Isri Meyer.
So they're going to get that purple chest.
If they have to go into Meyer, then they're going to need the purple chest. The Cane of Samaria and a unique item requires a big red bomb. A hint in Ice Palace.
Okay, a fitting bad hint for such a crazy dungeon like Ice Palace. I just realized this. They're gonna get all the crystals in like about an hour, and just above an hour. Because DT is a nice palace, and and that's one of our last crystals that we need to get.
Very true.
But still, go ahead.
It looks like DT may be the first one to actually get all 7 crystals, which is pretty interesting. A glove is on Spectacle Rock, thanks.
Why, thank you. And this is interesting. This is without go mode. So by the time one of these runners gets to go mode, we're already on the big key guessing game.
Oh, yeah, I was like, why is DT not in go mode? And he doesn't have a sword.
I mean, he has a sword. He doesn't have the fighter's. No, he doesn't have the master sword.
He doesn't. He's missing a sword that he needs. Is what I'm trying to say. He's got a sword, but not a second sword.
It might be interesting to see that if he might want to go for Hype Cave right after Ice Palace if he decides to go that way.
It's a little out of the way to go from Ice Palace to Hype Cave, but you never know.
And that was an interesting clip through the stairwell.
Yep,
it's not
that is a pixel perfect sort of swag clip there, and I don't even know.
Yeah, it's not the spin clip that that's also pretty cool to watch. No, he actually used the hook shot to clip into the stairs. And DT's heading straight for coast stair.
Zoga also reading the hints in Ice Palace, and Cube will be heading to Ice Palace as well, having completed Palace of Darkness. Okay, so DT has gotten himself into Cold Stare and is out of magic after using a bunch of Fire Rod shots. Oh, down to 3 hearts and
Ooh.
on the hammer strats. Ooh, half a heart.
Ooh. And he takes him out! Great job from DT, and he grabs the final crystal. But we're not in go mode yet. No.
Yeah, so DT needs a sword, and then to hope that the big key of Ganon's Tower is not on the right-hand side.
Yeah, this is gonna be probably the quickest go modes I've ever seen. This is also new for me, getting all the crystals before go mode. I have not seen that at all.
I mean, we do have a spoiler log tournament going on right now, so I've seen something similar to that, but not outside of that.
No. I'm talking about legitimate racing, and not a spoiler log. This is quite interesting.
So DT does not have the red cane, but it's not required necessarily for this seed. So DT is banking on the 17 out of 22 chance that he will not require the Cane of Samaria or the boots. Oh, I guess it's 16 out of 22.
Oh boy, this is going to be quite an interesting. It's going to be quite an interesting one. As Zoga also doing the hookshot clip.
DT is going to go ahead and check the hookshot cave. He may be able to find a sword in here.
Starting off a big 20.
No, the pedestal is 3 bombs. We have checked that.
A heart container.
There's a sword.
So
unless the big key is in a location that DT can't access, that would be go mode.
oh boy, this is going to be quite an interesting one. If so, he has to bank on a couple of locations. If namely one of them is Bob's torch. So I don't know about you. If you want to start the.
I mean, we're supposed to start it long ago.
Yeah, this is quite interesting. So I guess get your guesses in chat and where you think the big key is. We're gonna only have like 16 of them, but put them in either way.
Alright, so DT is going to the right side first.
Going for the hope room.
2 chests here. What do we got? Silvers.
Silver arrows.
And a small key. Now, ordinarily, you might go ahead and head to the right side after finding a small key there, but without the Cane of Samaria, that is not going to be an option. Zelga decides on buying a bomb upgrade after Ice Palace, because why not?
And DT finding out that Bob's torch does not hold the big key, so I guess at 1 hour 5 minutes something, I guess DT has seen the white flag. He's in go mode.
I mean, not unless. I mean, if the big key is on the right side, he's still out.
Right. This is gonna be quite. This will be hard. But I guess we'll call it. We'll consider this a pseudo go mode.
Well, there's the boots.
There's boots. Yeah. So pseudo go mode. We'll just consider that. So he hasn't seen the white flag yet. It's probably, I don't know, caution. I don't know.
It's definitely no mode.
Definitely a no mode state.
Yeah, I imagine Zelga's doing Paradox Cave, might even do like Hookshot Cave for the same reason the DT did, because swords and silvers. Nobody likes to do silverless Master Sword Ganon.
No, not at all.
There is the Quake Medallion for DT.
Alright, so I'm gonna pink on that rando room. Key. Red ruby, a map. And the big key!
There we go. DT is go mode. It is time to go.
Yep. 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 50 seconds. DT has now seen the white flag. He's in go mode. This is quite a awesome seed right here.
So if I'm Zelga and I go in here and I see that small key on the right-hand side, I probably want to go right just because I feel like I spent the time to get the cane. I have to kind of bank on maybe getting it. And we finally see R.D. Walsh getting the mirror and the mitts. Meanwhile, Cube is YOLO GT.
Oh boy. Now Zelga will have the upper hand here, as he does have a tempered sword. And in this little battle for GT.
In the Name of DT has made it into the gauntlet. And making his way through the last rooms of the gauntlet, no real problems here. He can refill some health if he decides to, and it does look like he will.
Smart move from DT.
Gonna switch on over to the silver arrows for some one-shot kills on landmos. Does get a little bit bodied by some of those projectiles.
There's a Lambo too.
As expected, Zelga going for a sort of Dark Magician strat, heading left first, and is going to get the things on the right-hand side.
Yeah, we know that this won't be anything important.
All right, Cube will more than likely be the next person to locate the big. While DT has made it to torch room number 2, using a green potion.
Smart move from DT.
We'll see if he checks these chests on the way up in hopes of grabbing another sword. Looks like he will. Gets a health refill, so not bad.
Yeah, very much so.
We did see that Zelga Disanon did get the shovel, as we remember the shovel being behind the Cane of Samaria.
As DT is taking on Moldarm 2. Good
Well
work from
done there.
DT. It's a green rupee from not green rupee, the blue rupee from Moldarm's chest.
I was like, wait, is my color blindness kicking in?
I jump in the gun right there.
Alright, so Zelga is gonna face off against Ice Armos. We'll get to see what's in the vanilla big key chest.
As DT is going to take a geometry test. It's a double on the first set of fights. Ooh, a triple! And an excellent fight from DT.
And it is looking quite good for DT.
Now, he's got to do some spin strats with Master Sword.
Now, I will say we did have the first place finisher in our race. Just now, 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 49 seconds. That was Bonta. But DT is coming in right on his heels.
He is on his way to fighting. I mean, he's now pretty much on cannon. Oh boy.
Alright, Master Sword Ganon for DT. Needs to get 12 spins in on each phase here. Oh, and he lands a excellent spot for delivering spins.
Excellent work from DT.
I don't think he's going to get all the way through phase 2 in this one, but it's going to be quite a bit of...
Yeah, this works out pretty well.
I think he needs one more hit.
And he's waiting for it.
Oh no, that was it.
Oh, phase 3 underway. Again, I'm playing pretty nice for DT with the teleportations. I saved that and it gets 3 teleportations off of DT. And then some.
And there we go, into phase 4. We are going to have to dodge some fire bats here. Oh, ooh! The save, and he's back on the ground. Now applying some silver hardware to the face. Oh, nicely done with those torch glitches, and there we go. In the name of DT, finishing off Ganon.
What an excellent end to such a admittedly pre-jet scene.
All right. In the name of DT, finishing with a 3rd place overall time of 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 28 seconds. According to the stats on Speedruns Live, improving their personal best time by 2 minutes and 37 seconds.
Excellent work from DT, and congratulations on your personal best.
We'll see if DT decides to join us or not. Meanwhile, we have Cube coming up on the Aga 2 fight. And we'll get several hits here on Aga 2. And we did have, in second place, we had Ravis 10 with a time of 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 6 seconds.
We also have a personal best of his own, improving it by just 24 seconds.
All right, Cube now entering the Ganon fight, also on Master Sword Silvers. So, Walsh is about to get the silver arrows, but he's going to fall into the same trap that Zelga did and head to the right with that Cane of Samaria.
And we are joined by In the Name of DT, GG.
Yo, thank you.
Oh boy.
Congratulations once again. Well done. That was quite the seed. So, we noticed that you went, pretty hard betting on Ganon's Tower not having anything that required the boots or cane, and it paid off pretty well today.
Yeah, it seems like that was the case. I mean, as a backup, I got the hint, I think it was in Ice Palace, about where the Cane of Samaria was, so yeah, at that point you either take the time and go get it and not need it, or go up to GT and then have to backtrack a little bit. This was neither, it just worked out.
Yeah, very amazing. I'm actually pretty amazed that we got some early crystals before we enter go mode. It's like, oh boy.
Yeah, there were a number of them that were just accessible so freely. I guess that's one of the benefits of having Misery Mire and Turtle Rock as pendants. It's just so fewer requirements on what you need.
Yeah, very much so. And this season as a whole was very, very jet, and I'm like very impressed and all. That's all I gotta say, really.
Well, thank you.
Anyway, Zelga's on inside Ganon's fight, and ZZ Cube has taken out Ganon.
So, knowing the way this seed was meant to go, the logic, of course, was meant to go to the flippers first, up on Zora, which of course vanilla flippers.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna happen occasionally.
Sure. It's always a thing.
I should also report that ZZ Cube has crossed the finish line in 5th place with an official SRL time of 1:19:34 and has improved his best by 15:06. GG.
Good lord. Well done.
And this is the benefits of having a jet seed like this. And Zelga's son has also taken out Ganon right behind him.
And Zelga has finished with a 126 or 120-20, and pulling off a little swag dash there at the end. So, DT, according to the statistics, this is a personal best time for you. I know you were saying before the race the time on an individual seed doesn't really matter, but does it feel good?
Not even for the fact that, according to SRL, it was a PB, because, I mean, every seed is so varied, and you play slightly different modes, and when everything gets saved as VT8 casual anyway, what does it matter? But the seed itself was just really, really comfortable, really, really cozy, and that's where I say that it's important to focus on the individual seed rather than the time as a whole. I mean, you can have dungeons that are required that take a lot more than what we had to do tonight, and get like a 140 and still feel just as good about it. But yeah, I mean, to finish at 115, yeah, it's a different kind of really good feeling. It's like, wow, yeah, that was fast. That was cool.
And we are joined in by Zogan-san and ZZ Cube. GG, you two.
GG.
Hey, GG's. Thank you.
Well done. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. Zoka, I have to ask this straight up. The big red bomb play, that was actually quite an interesting play from you. From just going straight up to the two the two crystals and blowing up that bomb.
Yeah, I by that point I was pretty sure that everything that I needed was to be on Death Mountain, but I was kind of already in the area to do the digging game, and then I was like, well, I'm kind of in the area to do Stumpy. I was like, well, I'm kind of in the area to do the Pyramid Fairy. So it just kind of became a chain of wasting time upon wasting time. But, I mean, it happens sometimes.
So we saw your reaction to the gloves up on the mountain, and then when you went inside and got the mirror, were those slashes for opposite emotions or both really just, angry?
It was pure disgust. I mean, I knew exactly what was going to happen when I went up the mountain, and I didn't expect the mirror to lead to the mitts that were literally right next to each other, but I figured it was like Paradox Cave or something. So
hey, convenience.
Yeah, that's true. And I could have gone to Paradox Cave before going over there, so it could have been even worse.
Yeah, I also mentioned, especially this is for you two. This is regarding the how early the crystals you got before we even enter go mode.
Yeah, that's part of why I put the mountain off so late. Like, as soon as I got the flute, I was thinking about it, but again, as soon as I go activate the flute, well, I'm kind of in the area for Thieves Town, I'm kind of in the area for Skull Woods, I should just do those.
You found the flute?
Yeah, so the flute's in the Dark Maze of Pod.
Oh, mistakes were made.
Mistakes
were made.
I mean, that's the first place I went when I got Dark World access, because I last locationed the Pearl. So I was like, well, let's just go do Pod.
Yeah, there was I did the Death Mountain sequence break early, and there was a hint tile in Hera that told me where the flippers were.
Yeah, there was that.
Which
that
was a relevant bailout, yes.
Yes. The Vanilla Zora.
Yeah. So the logic of the seed wanted you to get those flippers, go get the pearl out of the cave, then go to Village of Outcasts, get the book, and then go get the lamp out of Desert. That's what it wanted you to do.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out.
How about no?
Yeah, I didn't have the lamp either. I guess I went in a bit of a different direction from the rest of the restream.
By that point, I was thinking I'm going to wind up doing what would be Master Sword Silverless with only the Fire Rod, because I didn't know where the lamp was either, and I'm on my way to my 6th crystal. It's like, what do I do?
So we did notice, DT, that you completely skipped out on Hype Cave, which did have a sword in it.
Oh, nice. That's fun. Yeah, I was in crystal mode. I mean, we could do, like, everything aside from the possibility of Desert being boot locked, but that's the chance you take, so if you can do it, then that's 7 crystals. I figured that was more important.
Good.
I figured, why not? Let's go for it.
Yeah, it paid off really well for you.
Yeah, especially picking up that sword in Hookshot Cave. Gave you that last-minute sword.
There was one.
Feels pretty good.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's all that's really necessary, so just kind of hope that you find one of the 3 remaining at some point.
We haven't the foggiest where the fourth one is. I'm assuming swamp.
That's a pretty good guess.
There's
Lot of
always a
things there.
sword in swamp.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. So, any final thoughts on this entire scene?
It was just a classic feel-good seed, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons to feel good about this jet seed.
Yeah, and for me, this is actually just a good result too. Like, I think that I'm pretty easily the worst player that was on the restream, so to be even close to these guys,
Hey,
it's pretty cool.
I mean, you finished second on the restream, so that's actually not too bad from my taste.
I mean, Cube, I'm not gonna lie. I was considering running this, and then I realized they needed commentators. I would have got destroyed by you. You don't even know.
Well, actually, I do know.
Oh!
Roasted. Q versus
Oh!
Bob. Cross keys grudge match in a cage. Set the date.
Oh!
Well, I need to head out, but thank you guys for commentating. Thanks for putting me on the restream. It was a good time. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It was good fun.
Thank you.
All right. We do have RD Walsh heading up to the final AGA 2 fight here. I think... Was it Zelga that got the triple or the double triple on AGA 2?
Yep, I got a 3-3, which I'm pretty happy about that. 'Cause, I mean, it was a relatively good pattern, but even then, I usually screw it up somehow. So I was pretty happy with that. That's probably the best part of the run, to be honest.
The only thing that's actually really good about 3-3, I'm not talking about that Goats comp from Overwatch. Oh, that's a completely different game. So only a few people would understand that. Anyway, RD Walsh takes out AGA 2. Sorry, bounce to the screen.
All right. So coming up on the Ganon fight for RD Walsh. He's on Tempered Sword, so this will be a much simpler fight than some of our other runners.
I mean, Zelga had Tempered Sword as well.
Yeah, I know it was probably considered a waste of time, but I felt like if I was going to Ganon's Tower without checking Paradox Cave and Hookshot Cave, it's like 12, 13 checks between like that and seeing the island. Like, I might as well just stop off in those, and I was very glad to get a sword from it.
I mean, considering you hadn't been up to Death Mountain at all at that point, or you know, past the mirror and the glove.
Yeah, I was really sad to see the Cane of Samaria not required. Like, I know it was probably pretty clear why I was doing Dark Magician. Just
Absolutely.
That was my only chance to have a good shot at winning this, was for the cane to be required.
Yeah, if the cane was required, you would have,
Yeah,
basically
that was
crushed it.
the other hint. There was a hint that told you where the cane was in Ice Palace.
Yeah, I saw that after the fact already. I went ahead and checked most of the hints, like in Hera and Ice Palace, whenever I was in technical quasi-go mode, just because in case there was a boots hint somewhere and it was going to be required.
Yeah, it was really awkward for me because I was like, do I go get that?
Now, I think, there has to be a boots hint somewhere, but we don't know where it is, actually. RD Walsh set his fairy free.
A little bit of flair as he takes out Ganon.
And there we go.
My god, these trackers on the stream. I didn't find anything.
RD Walsh finishing in 14th place with an official time of 1 hour, 30 minutes, and 34 seconds. I'm not gonna lie, 1:30:34 ending up in 14th place. Any other day, that time is gonna be, top 4.
Yeah. I should also point this out, one of the ones runners right behind it, right behind him, White T Saint Kicks, I want to say, finishing in 13th place at a time of 1:29.43, 42. I'm mentioning this up because he improved their personal best by 34 minutes and 38 seconds.
Gross.
That is, given how this is a jet seed, this time improvement is insane. And we are joined by R.D. Walsh. GG.
And your microphone is muted. There we go.
It sure was. GG. Thank you. That could have gone a little better.
Yeah, I mean, it went fairly well. You had a few hiccups here and there, but nothing too awful. The main problem was, of course, skipping out on that mirror and glove the first time you went up Death Mountain.
Yeah, I can see how that would have set me back a little ways. Yeah, I didn't want to go all the way to check just because, like, it's so rarely anything, and, like, the hint just always gets you off track, and then, no, it's just the one thing I was looking for like, an hour.
I forget, did you even look at Spectacle Rock before you left?
I checked it out when before I did.
Alright, so you knew the glove was there, you just didn't know that the mirror was literally hiding underneath it.
Yeah. I got a good chuckle when Blind dropped the mirror shield, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't kidding about a shield being in Thieves Town. Which, of course, was that hint next to the mirror.
Yeah, also I want to mention this the same. I mentioned this to the other runners too, but the early crystals before go mode. That is, to me, that's actually pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was a really gentle layout. Like, at least if I was gonna do a dumb, this was the seed to do it, and like I still got out of there in an hour and a half. So
seems pretty good. And I mean, a time like an hour and a half is going to get you a much higher place in most other seeds. This just happened to be pretty good day for a lot of people.
Yeah. So, any final thoughts about this entire seed?
I'll just jump in and say I'm kind of disappointed. Like, I know this was kind of a jet, but I feel like if I had just followed my gut, that I would have been a lot faster. But I just kept putting it off. So, I mean, I'm still happy with the time. You can't be sad about it, an 80-minute seed. But man, it's just, I just sit there and think of what it could have been, and it's just like, man.
Yeah, this could have been like a 105, 106 pretty easily, I think.
Yeah.
Imagine getting this for the spoiler log tournament.
Oh, I could imagine it'd be like what, 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes probably. I don't know.
45 is probably about right.
Yeah, 45 minutes.
I mean, for people who are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good way to die 3 times to Ganon on my stream. Not gonna lie.
So,
all right.
Oh, jeez. I guess that's gonna do us for us here. Boy, jeez, it's such a quick seed, and I'm already at our outro. So, I guess I'd like to thank all the runners for providing an excellent race for y'all to watch. I'd like to thank Speed Gaming Network for putting on this race. I'd like to thank all the trekkers, Math Girl, and Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. I think that's what that goes by on Twitch.
That appears correct, yes.
Yep, for clicking the buttons on behind the scenes, keeping everything up to date. And I'd also like to thank my co-commentator, Dr. Botastic, for providing all the shoutouts and providing all the exciting moments for this pre-jet seed.
Absolutely. Thank you so much as well, Professor Renderer, and I had a great time.
Yeah, oh boy. So until next time, farewell.
See you later, everybody.